first thing you need to do is be safe. Disconnect the appliance or turn off the breaker to avoid electric shock. Hello guys, welcome to DIY Repair Now. Today we're going to be working on a side-by-side GE profile. The model number it's on the display. And the problem that we have with this refrigerator is that it's not giving us any power on the dials. The compressor is not coming on, the fans are not coming on, the dispenser controls are not responding. So basically we only got lights coming on inside the refrigerator. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect it, and this is already a sign that we have either a wiring problem or main control board. Now, wiring problem is not that common, so we're gonna go ahead and start by checking the main control board. And you're gonna go ahead and remove all the screws that are around the panel that covers the main control board, which there's a 1/4 screws. This is the two parts that are popping out. Those are capacitors, and as you can see, they are bad, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to remove this board. We're gonna go ahead and remove all this harness one by one. It's coming off easy because I already have removed them. I'm just doing this as a demonstration. Then you have 4 tabs. They are male to female. You have to press it to release those tabs to be able to remove the main control board. Now this is the new control board. I'm just doing this to demonstrate you guys how to remove it, but this is the actual bad board. As you can see, the board has those 2 capacitors and they swallow them. You're gonna compare that to the new one, and as you can see on the new one are flat. So that's an indication that our problem is the main control board. However, I already told you this is the main control board. I just install it and uninstall it, that way I can show you guys, because I didn't record the beginning when I came and did the diagnostic, and I have removed and take this board to my part supplier because it's a cord charge. So what I did is I took the old board and they give me the cord charge for this. So remember, when you're gonna replace this board, you have to bring the old one. That way they give you the cord charge. I believe it's about $60. So you make sure you bring the old board. They keep the old board and they give you that money back. Make sure you plug all the harnesses the way they go. Remember, take a picture before you remove the harnesses. That way you remember how the wiring and the harness goes back in the board. Now over here, what I'm doing is just adjusting this wiring, that way it doesn't affect the cover panel. And go ahead and connect everything the same way that you have removed. Now this is the ground wire. This ground wire goes to one of the screws on the cover panel, and just attach it to whichever screws is close by. Now while you have all this disconnected, go ahead and remove the bottom panel, which is the one that covers the compressor, and make sure everything it's okay by the compressor. Sometimes the capacitor, or I mean the relay on the compressor is bad, so just make sure everything is fine, and go ahead and clean it up if the condenser are dirty. At this point, I asked the customer if he wants me to clean the coils. He told me no, that he was gonna do it himself, but I feel uncomfortable to leave it the way it is. He probably do a better job. Right now I'm just gonna dust it out and try to, you know, leave it better than the way it was. Put the panel back on, and go ahead and start install all your 5/16 screws. Yes, remember these are 5/16 bed screws. Use your drill or your screwdriver, either one you have, and go ahead and secure the bottom panel. Like I said, I just did this to be able to clean it up and check the wiring by the compressor and make sure everything is fine in there, because we want to eliminate the possibility that something is creating this board to go bad. However, I don't see anything else wrong with this board besides those capacitors swallowing and popping out. You're gonna see the difference between the board that is bad and the new one where those capacitors are flat. Now on the backs, when you open the backs, you're gonna find this paperwork for the main control board, and basically what it's telling you is that those numbers, if your model number ends or your serial number ends with those numbers, that means you have to do this procedure. However, I've been doing this for a long time, for over 20 years, and I only had to do this with one refrigerator. This is not common, so if this doesn't apply to your model, as you see, mine doesn't end with those numbers, so I don't have to do anything with this paperwork. Go ahead and install the cover panel for the board back in place, and don't forget to attach your ground wire to one of those screws, because this ground wire is very important to attach it to the metal to the cabinet on the refrigerator in case it's a shortage or a power outage or something. As you see, I grab it with that screw, and now we basically have our new main control board ground for anything that goes wrong. Go ahead and install all your 1/4 screws that secures the cover panel for the main control board. As you saw in the beginning of the video, we didn't have any digits on the panel. Nothing was coming on. So normally when you don't hear anything coming on or no digits or compressor off, just start by taking the main control board to see if you see any visual damage on the main control board. If you see any visual damage, one of the dials or any capacitors popping out, you already know for sure is your main control board. Go ahead and plug the refrigerator back, and as you can see, we got digits back on the refrigerator. We're gonna go ahead and adjust the temperatures where they should be. I can hear the compressor coming on. I apologize, I don't put the original audio, but you know, sometimes our dogs barking in the back, customers talking. Make sure the condenser fan motor is blowing air. Make sure the condenser motor it's on, and go ahead and put the refrigerator back in place. This was a very simple repair where, you know, it's basically common sense. We don't have to, you know, test a whole bunch of things. If you only got lights coming on, it's a big chance that your problem is the main control board. Now, one thing that I recommend, when the refrigerator has been off for a little while and it's still ice on the bucket, the ice start like melting and sticking each other, so it creates like a big block of ice. And if you put this back like this, it can damage your auger motor on the ice maker compartment. So my suggestion is go ahead and melt all this ice, empty the bucket to prevent anything from getting damaged on the ice maker. We don't want to create another issue. That is my recommendation. So then it put everything back in place. At this point, we're pretty much done. So thanks for watching.
If this video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.